Thanks for stopping by to see what I'm up to today. Today we're going to show some techniques to waterproof coax connections. This isn't coax, it works just the same. Some of you have seen this already, some of you know how to do this better than I do, but this gives me an opportunity to complete my catalog, make sure that I provide this information to people who haven't seen those other videos, and also to thank the people that have shown me, like Hayden. Hayden is a great channel, he's a great guy, I learned lots of stuff from him. Ham Radio Diac. He is the person that originally showed me a technique just like this. It also gives me a chance to clear something up, and I'll point that out. So first, you have your shiny new connection, and you're gonna get at it with the self-amalgamating tape. No. First, we're gonna take a little quality black tape and apply it. Why? Because this stuff, when you try to remove it, is really sticky. This isn't so sticky. If you put this on without the black tape, you're gonna have to fight with it to get it off later. So I like to wind from the bottom, making the innermost layer at the bottom, and from the top, it sort of cascades outwards rather than any chance for it to permeate inwards. And so we're trying to make this water resistant. It's not gonna be waterproof, that's a legal term, but the purpose of this black tape right now is to make sure that the self-amalgamating tape is easy to get off when we have to change this. And you do have to change this. Some of these tapes are susceptible to damage by UV rays and some of them aren't. I'm no expert. I just know that the people who've taught me, like Hayden, who spends a lot of time up on towers dealing with coax and repeaters, recommends this. Just gonna get to the top, and that is water resistant in its own way. Then I'm gonna take a section of this self-amalgamating tape, and here's the point I wanted to point out. Been pointed out by others, but I've seen it forgotten. In order to keep it from not sticking to itself, which it does really well, they have to put a mask on so that you can use it. And again, I'm going to start from the base. So the base is, the inside is always the most inner layer. And I think I'm saying that right. And from the top to the bottom, the water tends to shed outward away from the device. The key I've always seen people talk about, and there's a certain percentage, but it's a lot. You have to stretch this a lot in order for it to be most effective. Now, will it be effective without the stretch? Sure. But giving it a stretch won't break it. It'll actually help. I imagine, if I think about it from a layman's point of view, the pores, the stickiness are opening up, and then when they lay back down on each other, they close up really well. So making sure there's a stretch is important to getting the best water resistance you can. Comfortable with that job, but we can't stop there. This is very susceptible to damage by UV rays. So what do? We hit it with the black electrical tape again. Give it a good squeeze. And this layer is just light protective, so I'm not gonna really sweat how it goes on. I just want the sun to stay away from my self-amalgamating tape. So there we go, finished product. Could be 2 sections of coax, could be an antenna and a connector, but the idea remains the same. Electrical tape down on the connector to keep the self-amalgamating tape from sticking to the connector when you go to redo it, take it apart, do something else. Then another layer of electrical tape to protect the self-amalgamating tape from the sun. Thanks for stopping by.